It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Today on the podcast, we are going to give you a test to see if you are a true gamer. Table games. We'll see if you're a true gamer. A look at something that I saw this weekend that was a major throwback. Was it to better days? I don't know. Maybe. We'll discuss that here in a second. And the thing that consumed our weekend is going to be the main part of this. We had family pictures this weekend. We'll talk about family pictures in a second. But I did want to say, coming off of Friday's episode, if you missed it, Friday's episode went up a little later than normal. I forgot to load it. That's just my fault. I had everything done. I just forgot to load it. So it got put up later in the afternoon on Friday. It's there if you're looking for Friday's episode. But I'm going to have to give a shout out. I have to change my tune. The Seattle Mariners, 2-2. They're right in the thick of it again. Season was done. There are only 158 games left. They're 2-2. And they won on Sunday by about 1 million runs. So, hey, this is it. Got to stay tuned. You got to be paying attention right now because this is when the season is decided in these meaningless first 4 games of the season. They have the Yankees now for a couple. They've got some games against the Yankees coming up. So Aaron Judge versus Cal Raleigh, the two MVPs, or I guess MVP candidates last year. Should Cal have been the MVP over Aaron Judge? Cal Raleigh this season, I think he's like 1 of 1 million. And I think Aaron Judge has 2 home runs. So, maybe they got it right, although it's a year-by-year thing. What is Cal Raleigh this year? I'm just a hater right now. Cal Raleigh he has 0 home runs. And he is 2 of 15. But what's Aaron Judge? Maybe Aaron Judge isn't better. Maybe Aaron Judge isn't any better. Maybe Cal Raleigh is still the MVP. Here's where I get caught up in a lot of things, and this is not fair. I love Barry Bonds and Barry Bonds' stats. And Barry Bonds' stats are that he should be MVP every season he played baseball. Because it's like he was at bat 500 times and was on base 450 times. There's I don't remember that's not an actual stat. That's not real. But that's the kind of stuff that he has. It's insane. And last year there was like a lot of Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge hype. And it's like, yeah, they should be hype. But remember Barry Bonds? It's just old man stuff right there, right? Old man. Aaron Judge is 2 of 13. So the two candidates from last year, the MVP and the should have been MVP, collide in what matters. A huge series as both teams are trying to clinch the playoffs in March and April. Okay, I think I need to just get into it. We need to talk about the other thing from sports. The other thing from sports this weekend. The UConn shot, the Mullins kid, his just inside half court heave to beat Duke. I had grinded. I've talked about the app Fliff before. Cent Sports is another one where you can do this, where you get free money, and if you can get your account to over $50, they cash you out, so you can turn nothing into real money. And I had whittled my account up from $1 to 20, just over $20. I had all $20 riding on Duke to win by 5 or more to get me to nearly 40. And then I was going to put it all on the Nuggets, which I haven't even looked to see if that would have won it. Because was my trajectory going to be a win last night? I would have needed the Nuggets to win. Let's see. The Nuggets last night against the Wizards. Oh, they won by a ton. I would have been over 50. I would have cashed out if the Duke Blue Devils had just hung on and won by 5 or more. Okay? But of course they didn't, because the shot heard around the world, that Mullins kid hits the game winner, and it was worth every single penny of not getting paid $50. I don't like Duke. And so it's great to see him lose. I kind of love Dan Hurley. I know that a lot of people don't like him. I like him. And that was just a very enjoyable basketball game to watch. That is a game where I'm real excited because I don't love Duke. I've liked them a lot more since John Shire has taken over as head coach. But there's just it's still like on me. The Duke hatred is still on me from the Mike Krzyzewski years. And so I'm like trying to break through that shell, but it's just been it's a lot of my life that I just didn't like Duke. And so now, this is a weird thing to try to figure out, wait, do I actually like them? It's been hard to wrestle with. And so although I love John Shire, I do think he's great. I think he's going to make it so that Duke becomes just very neutral to me. They will no longer be a team I hate. There was like this huge part of my entire growing up life that celebrated Duke losing yesterday to UConn on what was a fantastic ending to a game. The ultimate in a group of guys were dead in the water, UConn, and the power of just keeping your nose to the grindstone, pounding away at this lead, chipping, getting yourself in a position where you were in striking range, and never, ever for an entire half quitting. Keeping your foot on the gas pedal. You'd hit a big shot. Maybe Duke would come down and hit what felt like the bucket that was going to ice it. And UConn would come down and get another bucket. And just chipping, chopping wood, and the game winner as the buzzer sounds. What a game. So sports are awesome. Sports were great this weekend. Mariners are about to win the World Series now after they righted the ship against the Guardians. And I really hope Arizona beats Michigan because I think Arizona is better than Illinois and UConn. And I really want Tommy Lloyd to win a national championship. Michigan is just so good. Michigan's just so good. Okay, anyhow, we had family pictures this weekend. So we had family pictures at 4:30 on Sunday. 4:30 on Sunday. So that is the end of the weekend. But family pictures started for us, I would say, oh, geez, there goes my alarm. Holy cow, I thought I turned all my alarms off. It's early in the morning, by the way. Now you know. Now you know. If you heard the alarm there, I don't know if it got picked up by the mic, but if you heard the alarm there, you know this is early in the morning recording this. Family pictures, 4:30 on Sunday, started about Tuesday, maybe last Sunday. Family pictures started. And there's a lot of stress now on me when it comes to these family pictures because these family pictures were not a 15-minute photo shoot, which is what the family pictures were to the lady who shot the pictures. Now, she's going to have a lot of effort on the other end of getting the pictures edited, and we'll see these pictures in 6 years or whatever it is. But these family pictures, the discussion about them started last week. And as the week went on, more and more conversations. And not just with me. Everyone was involved. I think half of Lexington got involved in one way or another in our family pictures. But they got to the point where Saturday, the weekend got here. I needed a weekend. We had a busy week last week. And I was ready for the weekend. On Friday, I looked at one of my coworkers. I said, dude, this is like one of those weeks where I can't wait until the weekend gets here. And as I said it to him, he looked at me and he agreed. And I realized he was working on the weekend. I was like, that was bad. Sorry, Nathan. Sorry, dude. I'm like, dude, aren't you so happy the weekend's here? He's like, yeah, man, I get to work Saturday. I said, oh, yeah. Whoa there. Well, I got family pictures on Sunday. So, touche, bud. But I was excited for the weekend. And the weekend was family pictures. So, to the point where my wife left the house at 9:30 on Saturday she needed to go get some outfits for her and the kids, get family picture stuff. She was out. We didn't see her till 1:30. Okay, we didn't see it. She was gone. Like Saturday, she was gone, just in prep mode. Separation is in the preparation. So she was gone. So it's just the kids and me at the house on Saturday, just chilling. I'm getting, my kids are always wondering where their mother is, always. So just a lot of where's mom. I'm like, she's getting us ready for family pictures. Then she came home and she was like, hey, you should probably go out and get something to wear as well. Like go get a pair of jeans. In my truck accident, I ripped my favorite jeans. Did I tell that part of the story when I wrecked my truck? I'm just standing on the side of the road, just in shock, came home in shock. And my wife goes, why do your jeans have a huge hole in the back? Because I had tensed up so much when I hit, my body slid forward and I was so tense that my jeans in the back had ripped the pocket off. So she's like, you need to go get a new pair of jeans. So then I went, and I was gone for an hour. To go get, I got some jeans and a shirt, okay? Got some jeans and a shirt, and I was gone. So we are in it at this point on Saturday for at least 5 hours of preparation for this 15-minute photo shoot, okay? And then Sunday, that was just it. The day was family pictures. We woke up. My wife started getting the kids' stuff ready. It takes 50 hours to do my daughter's hair and my wife's hair. Ladies who have long hair, sorry, that sucks. So, the washing it, the blow drying it, there is an amount of time you can't avoid if you want to get your hair done if you have really long hair. So they're getting in the middle of that. They did their fingernails. My wife went over to someone's house and got her makeup done and came back. And then you're trying to keep the kids in a good spot. Like, we don't need any injuries. Woods doesn't need to fall down and crush his face like he's known to do. Let's just try to get to 4:30. So it's consumed Sunday. Sunday was just about the house preparing for this 15-minute photo shoot. And then the best part of it all. By the way, my wife, so this is where the pressure comes in from me. My wife goes out on Saturday. Separation is in the preparation. She finds outfits for the kids. She gets herself an outfit. On Sunday, she's busy getting her hair. She's doing her hair. And then she got her makeup done. One of her friends did her makeup, so she got her makeup done. And so, like, she's in it. And about 20 minutes before the pictures, we have to leave for the pictures, I've realized, I need to put my clothes on. So I put my jeans on, I get a shirt on, find some shoes to wear, and head to the car with the kids. And so I'm in it on Sunday for about 20 minutes of get ready time after my wife has been in it for 6 hours with the kids. And I'm looking at the kids, and she's got all of them looking like they could be in a photo shoot for any kind of like Children's Place or J.C. Penney's or whatever else does a place that does a catalog. She's got the kids ready for this. So I'm in it for 20 minutes. My wife's in it for the kids and herself. My wife looks like she also could be modeling for whatever she's wearing. She's in straight up model mode. She looks great. And now I'm 20 minutes in and I just look like me, tired and old. And so these pictures, there's now a pressure on it because I think these pictures could hinge mightily on my portion of the pictures. And I was very thankful that right off the bat, my wife got pictures with the kids because they were all ready. And so then I'm going to show up there, and there's now that we've got all this time in, there's a high likelihood my wife's like, yeah, I don't like these pictures. And I'm going to know where the blame falls on these. The person who didn't prepare well enough. So that, now there's a level of concern there. The pictures will be many weeks from now before we get them. And so I'm hoping that we forget about how much effort on Sunday was put into Dad getting ready for the pics. But we get to the place, so we're taking these pictures outside this arboretum, and we get there. The lady says, show up 15 minutes early, and then you'll be slotted in when the people in front of you are done. So you show up 15 minutes early. My wife's like, let's do it. We were there 20 minutes early. Very nice. Following the rules. Into a big open field, the arboretum, with 3 little kids who are supposed to be looking their absolute best for these family pictures. And I look and I just see a gigantic field of grass and dirt. And I thought, why 15 minutes, ma'am? We're taking family pictures with kids who are supposed to look presentable. 15 minutes in a field for my kids might as well be a lifetime of potential accidents. My daughter is wearing these white pants that were so cute on her. We got out of the van and I told her, do not run, because I know how clumsy she can be. I said, do not run at all. We're walking everywhere. She walks maybe for 1 minute, steps on a big, huge stick that was the size of a tree, but somehow it was unnoticed, steps on it. I watch it happen in slow motion. She steps on it. I watch her ankle go out. She falls straight forward, huge grass stain on the front of her pants. This is 1 minute in. Okay, I'm like, that's great. Awesome. 15 minutes early. Thank you, ma'am, for knowing how kids work. And then Woods, of course, he's 3 minutes in before he falls for the first time running full speed. Huge grass stain on his pants. His pants are darker. But the thing with him is, right before we get pictures, Huck has wandered off. He's bored out of his brains. 15 minutes was too long. He's made it about 10 minutes, and then he runs off. So we're in the midst of trying to find Huck. In this huge arboretum, he is found on a trail. I'm like, come over here. He's like, no, you need to come see this. I'm like, dude, come over here. He has found a quarter-sized sticker on the ground. There's no stickers anywhere in this entire arboretum except for one. And it's on the path very far away from where we're supposed to be. And it is a poop emoji sticker. Of course it is. And that is the gold nugget to Huck. And he has found it, and he is not going to leave it. And he's like, oh, Dad, I'm not leaving it. Let's take our pictures here. Let's take our pictures around this poop sticker. This is the best thing, Dad. It's on the ground. It's here. I'm thinking, how did you find that? a quarter-size sticker in this gigantic arboretum. You found it, and now it's going to cause you to not want to leave. I take him away from the sticker. He starts to cry, so now I'm like, good, you're going to look all cry in the pictures. This is great. And so I get back, and while I'm doing this, Anna's trying to wrangle Olivia. My mother-in-law was there. She's also trying to help with like getting the kids ready. Wood sneaks away in under a tree, grabs a bunch of mulch, and starts eating it and rubs it all over his face. He looks like Pigpen. He made it 14 minutes. But 15 minutes was too long. He has gobbled down a ton of mulch. He's spitting it all up, so he's spitting it all over his shirt, drooling, slobbering, now all over his shirt, trying to get the mulch out of his mouth. The whole side of his face looks like a dirt bomb has exploded on it. So hours and hours of preparation for these pictures, only for us to get a 15-minute warning for my kids to come destroy every single bit of hard work we had put into it. They look so cute, though. Oh my gosh, my wife just nailed it in terms of getting them prepared. Nailed it. But good Lord, 1 minute. If you've got kids and you're a photographer, 1 minute. Show up 1 minute before your picture and don't get out of your vehicle. Just straight from the vehicle, I'm going to start taking pictures as you walk out of the minivan. The minivan is your backdrop because that's about as much time as you're going to get with 3 kids to keep them looking fresh outside. Okay, there you go. By the way, when I was shopping at the mall on Sunday or Saturday, I went there to get my outfit ready, which was my one bit of preparation. I saw something I hadn't seen since, was it right before COVID? When was this? When was the height? Let me see what the height was. Height of, I don't want to say what it is yet. Might have been the summer, 2016. Holy cow. Summer of 2016. It was way before COVID. You remember when everyone was out and about on the streets, looking down at their phones, getting hit by cars, walking off bridges, or whatever all the wild stories were. Pokemon Go. I loved the height of Pokemon Go. I loved it. I'm at the mall on Saturday, and I didn't know that game was still going. But I looked up, and there was a contingent of probably, I took a picture of it, 40, 50 people standing in the middle of the mall, all huddled together. And I thought, ooh, we've got maybe a release of something very cool. Some store must be having a release of something cool. This is great. What is it? I looked, everyone was on their phone. No one was looking up. There must have been some Pokemon Go tournament or something going on. Everyone was just standing there. And then I watched, as I was walking around the mall, they would go very quickly, briskly walking / running to the next location. And they're all on their phone, just standing there, blah, 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 blah. And part of me was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? But most of me was like, how quickly can I download the app and get caught up to the point I can be part of this? Because that's all Pokemon Go ever made me want to do, was be part of it, be part of the fun, be part of the hype. And I just wanted to be in it. It was so awesome to see again. Pokemon Go. Kudos to that game for surviving this long. I didn't know it was really still going that strong, but it was. And I thought about it almost all of Saturday evening into Sunday morning of, do I need to get Pokemon Go? Would my kids go out with me more on walks and fall and get grass stains if I had Pokemon Go? Would we like it? I think they might. So I might be back in on Pokemon Go. We shall see. We shall see. It was awesome seeing 40, 50 people standing together, not looking at each other or talking to each other and playing Pokemon Go. I know that sounds like I'm knocking it. You don't understand. I actually loved it when it happened, and I loved seeing it again. It was a breath of fresh air, a walk down positive memory lane of the great days of Pokemon Go. I did love that time. Okay, let's do it real quick because I am already a minute late to going and waking up my daughter for school.
Kelly's, what are you into?
I gotta say, there's a game that solidifies your level of gamer, and my son Huck is all in. He is my gamer. He is my board game player. He's going to be my guy growing up who I get into games. He's going to want to play games all the time with me. I'm very excited about that with Huck. He loves it. And you know that somebody is an absolute gamer if they will play War, the card game War. We have a version of it that came in this pack of holiday Christmas card games. And it came with a deck for Crazy 8, Go Fish. I'm trying to remember what other games it has in there. I think there's a matching game, slapjack game. And one of them is War. And so it's got, 1 to 13, and it's just War. And I am somebody who really likes games. I will always play War. I'm a diehard game player. I love table games. I love board games. And Huck is there. Olivia can handle it for a little bit. She can give you about 5 minutes of war. And then she, like most normal people, are like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? But Huck will sit there with me and we will flip those cards for 30 minutes to an hour until someone wins that silly game. And we will be dialed in and locked in on every flip of the cards. But that's the one. If you're around someone who says, I'm a diehard game player, and you really want to know if they are, see if they'll play War. And you'll know real quickly if you have a diehard gamer or just a person who really likes games or a person who hates games. You're going to know with that game alone. Because you got to really like him to want to play it. War. Huck's in. Huck, it's called Snowball Fight, the version we got. He asked me last night. We were at dinner. He goes, Dad, can we play Snowball Fight? I said, buddy, I did not bring it, my friend, to family pictures. I kind of thought that would not be good to bring extracurriculars to the family pictures we've worked on for the last 20 hours. I didn't need the distraction. So no, I did not. But he's like, dude, I'm ready to play more Snowball Fight. I said, all right, I'll whoop your butt in it on Monday. Buckle up, bud. I'm going to crush you in it. Okay, thanks for checking out the podcast. I appreciate it.